about to go behind the scenes at a real estate video shoot that I did a couple years ago and show you my entire process from start to finish, including the edited final video of what a quick real estate video shoot looks like. This entire shoot, even with me explaining it as I was going, took less than half an hour. We billed at least $250 for this. It's more in the range of $300 now, and it's a great product to offer as a real estate photographer. So if you're a beginner to this industry, this is how to shoot decent videos really quickly that your clients will absolutely love. But before we start, you need to have all of the camera settings. There are a lot of different opinions when it comes to real estate video camera settings and how to do things. My advice is always gonna come from the perspective of doing a decent volume, so a lot of shoots, and doing them quickly and most efficiently as possible. So these are sort of the quick and dirty settings that will get you great real estate video. Now, this isn't gonna cut it for those $1,000+ productions where you're spending more time on site and shooting higher end homes, but that's not my business model. My business model is shooting a lot of volume homes. You can think of the super cheap stuff like McDonald's. We don't do that. We're also not the 5-star steakhouse. We're more like Target or Starbucks, somewhere right in the middle doing a lot of volume. So camera settings wise, most cameras, or many cameras at least, if you shoot on 4K, will crop in the video. So if your camera crops in the video, you're gonna wanna shoot on 1080p, not 4K. If you have one of those cameras that will give you full-size 4K, go ahead and shoot in 4K, but ultimately it doesn't matter. It's all being viewed on a super small screen, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. The three big ones: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Aperture, you're gonna set it f4 and just leave it unless you have a really good reason to change it. Remember, I'm all about simplicity, so f4. Shutter speed, that always has to be double your frame rate. So you're gonna be shooting most of the time on 30 frames per second, which means that your shutter speed needs to be 1/60th, not 1/160th, but like 1/60, right? And you're just gonna leave that there. And then the third one, ISO, is what you're actually gonna use to determine how bright you want the video to be. And that's the cool thing. You don't change that. Just change ISO, get your video looking good in the back of the camera, and go for it. Now, of course, there's a lot of photographers and people in the video industry that will like bring in all these settings, complexities, and change things for every shot. Not my business model. We're about doing good real estate video as quickly as possible, so we like to keep it really simple. That way it's easy to train new people on our team, and people that are new, maybe like you, can pick it up quickly, and that's always the goal. Photographers are broke because they overcomplicate. Anyway, enough on that soapbox for now. So those are the settings. Let's dive into the video. What we're gonna do now, the first pass through the house, we've already actually turned on all the lights and prepped the house because we shot photos for this house, as you saw in the photos section. So we have everything prepped. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and start shooting. So I'm gonna start over here in the master, and we'll just kind of work our way through. The nice thing about video, and the thing that makes video really quick, is we don't have to shoot all of the rooms necessarily. We're highlighting the main features, and it's just a lot quicker of a shooting process. So we'll go over here to the master bathroom, and the only thing we're really adjusting here for exposure is ISO, and I recommend that you look through the viewfinder to make sure your exposure looks good. Don't just rely on it metering on 0. Just make sure it looks good really quick. Looks like the closet light's off here, so I'm gonna turn that on. So the first shot we're gonna do here is kind of a shot coming into the bathroom. And shot types, before we start, I wanna talk about that. This first pass through the house, we're gonna do pretty much just push, pull, and what we call parallax shots. And at the end, we'll grab a couple key speed ramps. There are gonna be some more moving shots, but for now, it's gonna be a lot of push and pull shots. So I'm gonna make sure to double tap this so my verticals are straight. And with video, we like to shoot pretty low, kind of like we do with photos, so about waist level. And I'm just gonna do some slow moving in shots here. The key is to keep it slow and keep the movements in one direction. You don't want to have a shot that goes like this and then starts to turn and then starts to turn back. That will look awful. So keep your movement in one direction. If you're going to turn, make it a consistent arc. If you're going to go straight, make it a consistent straight forward. If you're going to start panning up consistently. Don't just go crazy and start filming around, or that's going to be really hard to work with in post. So this is going to be kind of a parallax shot here. Then we'll get shot back this way. Now make sure to keep double tapping on the Ronin here, this main button, which levels out the camera. Okay. And then with video, I tend to do a little more detail shots, so maybe just a cool rotating shot of this here. But again, the key is slow and steady. We don't want our footage to look crazy. Go the ISO down a little bit and get a shot of the tub. Okay, now we got the master bedroom. So I'm gonna get a shot coming back out through these doors. I'm actually gonna go up as I come through the doors to kind of like raise in the footage. Okay, we gotta push in here at the door. I get another push in. Actually, this one will be a parallax kind of around the bed. Okay. That's really all we need. Actually, let me get one more shot showing the view out here. So I'm gonna bring our ISO down. This is kind of a detail shot. May or may not use it. It's good. So you'll notice in that room, we left the fan off for the shot. Fans actually can look good on in shots, but the only time we'll turn them on is when we can control the speed. We like it having a nice slow rotation. We don't want to go in like hyper speed in there. In this case, it was just all on or all off, so we left it off. Another shot type we like to use in real estate video is reveal. So you can see here that I can kind of move out and reveal the dining room. So I'll take that shot here. Okay, then we'll get a rotation, kind of what we call a parallax shot of here. And I'm gonna get another one here. I like to make my clips about 2 seconds, so that way if I slow it down and use optical flow, I get about 4 seconds of clip. Okay. It's kind of a unique chandelier, so we'll get kind of a rotating detail shot of that. Okay. So you can see that video is just like a really fast process compared to photos because we're all handheld, so it's a lot easier. So I'm gonna get kind of a straight on shot here, just moving forward in. Okay. Don't be afraid to do a longer parallax, just make sure you keep it consistent and steady. So I'm gonna do a couple of those kind of rotating around this furniture here. Looks like we got a little overexposed. I'm gonna do another parallax here. The nice thing about video is it's quick to take a ton of shots, so we're just gonna shoot as many as we can to give us plenty of flexibility in the editing room. Get a shot of kind of the spinning fan up here. All right. So we're making sure to do a ton of shot variation. We're getting push-pulls, we're getting parallaxes, just a ton to work with in the editing room. Again, video, we still wanna keep the vertical as straight as possible. So there's a straight in. I'm gonna get kind of a reveal with this post here. We kind of choose similar angles as we do when we're shooting photos. There's just a little movement in them. That's a good way to make sure you get good shots with a ton of variety. Okay. And I'm gonna get some detail shots of these fixtures in here. So for these, you can zoom in to get kind of a tighter look. Just remember that the more you zoom, the more your motion will translate, and so it gets a little shakier and a little quicker, so you have to really slow it down and be nice and steady. And we're gonna get some detail shots of this range. So this is kind of cliche, but we're gonna get one anyway. You can just turn on the burner here if it's gas, and so you can get a nice flame going. Now we can kind of show that flame. Gas is an expensive and higher end feature that houses sometimes have, and so if there is gas and gas fixtures, it's good to kind of show that whenever possible. Zoom back out here and get kind of a wider shot that shows the whole room. Get some shots back here that show the stairs. What I'm gonna do for this shot is I'm gonna start a little lower and I'm gonna pan up as I get closer to the stairs. And this is gonna be a shot that has a little more movement to it. All right. And even the extra bedrooms, we're not even really gonna show those. I might grab one push in, but we're not gonna spend a lot of time on those. This room isn't super special, so I got one shot. This bathroom is definitely where it's at in here, so I'm gonna focus my shots in here. I have to darken my aperture a little bit because the shutter speed wasn't quite enough to cut it.
Notice the sun kind of came in, so I might be able to get kind of a nice lens flare if I do this. Perfect. One more shot of the tub. I'm gonna have to go even darker with the aperture. In this shower, I don't even really want to show it. There's nothing super special, so I'm just gonna skip that. This is the last room down here. I'm gonna get one shot, but I'm probably not even gonna use it in our final edit, but in case the owners ask, I'll at least have it. Okay. Okay, and then with stairs like this, especially because it's got a higher end railing, I'm gonna get a shot kind of going up the stairs, probably tilting back as I go up. That way I can kind of show that there's 2 floors in this house. I actually might make this one a speed ramp, so I'm gonna go as gently up the stairs as I can. Okay. Now back to some more normal shots up here. All right, and the last room inside is gonna be this bathroom. It's got a shower, so I think we'll just grab a clip of it. Okay. This looks like a cool shot kind of down through these railings. You can definitely get a little more artistic with real estate video than you can with real estate photos, so take a second to see if there's any cool features you can capture and try to get some cool shots. Let's see if I can get one from somewhere in here. So now that we've finished these standard shots for inside, we're gonna go back through and add a couple of speed ramp shots, which is basically just gonna be a long, slow moving shot that I can speed up in post in areas to make a little bit more dynamic. So for this one, it's gonna be kind of a forward and look over the railing. So I'm gonna shoot it all slow. I'm not gonna shoot it fast, even though I'm gonna speed it up in post. That way it's consistent. So I'll just walk here, making sure to be as still as possible. Okay. And then we got a speed ramp coming up the stairs, so the rest of our work is gonna be done downstairs. So I don't like to overdo these speed ramps. The videos become a little like nauseating if you get too many of these. So we wanna do a couple of them. One I'm gonna do here is in the video edit, probably what I'll do is show a couple of shots of the living room. And then I'll probably do a speed ramp that starts as a normal shot. It'll kind of pan like this, but then may slowly pan back this way and go to the kitchen. And that'll be a nice bridge between the living room and kitchen shot. So I'm gonna grab that one real quick. Okay. And then one shot we're gonna get, we need to do part of this inside and part of this outside, is we're gonna have a shot that looks like we come up to the front of the house and kind of run through the front door right inside the house. So we're gonna get the indoor portion of that now. So we're gonna jam ourselves against the door. And I'm just gonna go straight slowly to the living room. So. Okay. So that'll get that one. So now that we got those 2 speed ramps for inside, maybe 3 if you count the one up the stairs, I'm not sure if we'll use that one or not. We are done with the inside, so it's time to move on outside to finish the video. All right guys, so we're outside now, ready to finish the video. For exterior video, a lot of that we're gonna do with the drone. It's smoother, it's more dynamic, and so really what we're gonna do with the Ronin is get the closer up shots so we wouldn't really feel comfortable flying the drone that close to the house with, and then we'll finish the rest with some drone video. So mainly we're gonna grab a couple detail shots, maybe a shot of this fixture here would be kind of cool. So we'll zoom in and grab that. Zoom back out. And then we're gonna get a shot here where it's gonna be a speed ramp shot to finish that one we did inside. So where we're gonna speed ramp into the door. So what I'm gonna do is just I like this pathway here. I'm sure this cost a lot to build. So I'm just gonna do a slow walk all the way up the path curving into the door. So I got everything set and I'm just gonna slowly walk. You wanna make sure not to do the speed ramp physically in person, otherwise it's gonna look really funny in post. So nice and consistent the whole way, and we'll do the speeding up entirely in post. Then we're gonna keep this shot going until it basically touches the door, and that'll make for a smooth transition to inside. I'm gonna grab some closer up sort of parallax type shots out here, and then the rest we're gonna do with the drone. Last thing, we'll get some kind of this landscaping here because we're not gonna really wanna get that with the drone. So we got this light fixture here that was the same fixture as on the front door, but here we can kind of see the view through there. So I'm just gonna take this one as well. And let's jump around to the back. There's really only like one shot we wanna get in the back, or maybe 2, the porch and then closer up at the grill. So we'll jump back there. Actually, I just thought of a third shot as well that we'll definitely want to get. There's a little bit of running water through here, so we'll just get a close-up of that to finish off the ground level shots. I'm gonna get one shot from this end of the porch, just slowly pushing in to show this nice spacious porch. All right, and then last shot will be some running water down here. This may or may not turn out, but I want to at least have it. And while we're down here, I'm going to get one kind of rear elevation of the whole house. One shot we always want to make sure to get for every single shoot. It doesn't matter if it's a little tiny house in the middle of the city that has one tree, or it's a nice place surrounded by trees like this. The agents love shots kind of with the sun peeking through the trees. It doesn't have to be a gorgeous tree to do this because we're going to zoom in. So we're just going to find somewhere where the sun's coming through the trees. Bring up our ISO a little bit so it's nice and exposed, and we'll kind of catch the rays as it comes through the trees here. So that's all for the ground level portion. We're gonna go back to the car, get our drone set up, and we'll get the rest of the exterior shots with our drone. All right guys, so we got the drone set up here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, and we're gonna get the rest of the exterior of the house with the drone. There's also a lake right near here with a ton of community features like a dock and stuff, so we'll drive over there and get some drone shots of that area as well. So I got my drone here, set it down in a place where we can take off clearly. The FAA rules, and you'll know this once you've taken the drone test, but they say you should not be in your car and you must maintain line of sight. So we want to make sure to keep those rules in case something happens and they investigate. They'll see if we broke the rules that we could be in trouble. So we want to make sure to adhere to those rules. I'm going to get DJI Go 4 pulled up here. So it's saying calibrate compass as it normally does. So I'm going to set this down and go ahead and calibrate the compass. Okay, so that's calibrated and it still says ready to go vision. So we're gonna wait till it says go like we did in the photo videos before we take off. Okay, so we're good to go there. We're gonna go ahead and switch this to video mode. In video, unless we're shooting sunset, we typically shoot on auto. So I'm gonna jump over here to auto and we should be good to go. We wanna set this metering so it's metering for 0 and the shots look nice. From here, we can go ahead and take off.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
For video, we definitely like to keep it out of sport mode. It just makes the shots a lot cleaner. So you can see we have the lake over there. So first thing I'm gonna do is get some higher level drone video, and then we'll get some closer shots, kind of like the ones we could have gotten with the Ronin. So we're gonna do some parallax shots here. Key with video, just as always, is keep it slow and steady. We're gonna kind of use that sun to make some nice flares in the shot. And just like we do with drone photos, we're gonna wanna get shots at a variety of heights. It looks like there's a little lake right here behind the house, so we're gonna get that one as well. Now I'm gonna get a couple of lower level shots kind of coming up the driveway. I'm actually gonna switch off of auto for a second here so I can adjust my exposure the way I'd like. So I'm gonna go to manual and I'm gonna adjust the shutter until it's bright like I want it. And the last shot I'm going to get is one that's pretty close to the ground in the yard, just going straight up, and that'll kind of reveal the view behind the house. I'm just going to hold the trigger straight up until we get to about maybe 100 or 200 feet.
So we're done shooting the video, and step number 2 is to send the video off to an editor. So I've done that, and this is a roughly $50 video edit. So we charge $300-ish, and we spend $50 on editing, save all that time, and get this final video back. Could you make that video better? You absolutely could, but our clients love this type of video, and all the people we help get the same feedback from their clients. And that's what I was talking about when I said a lot of photographers overcomplicate it, and that's why a lot of them don't make money. They spend time on things that simply don't matter. So this is our quick and easy approach to real estate video that we've literally used for years very successfully. If you're someone who wants to launch a real estate photo business or make your current real estate photo business better, we would love to work with you in coaching. I have a team of 28 people now dedicated to helping people like you launch and grow awesome real estate media businesses. So check out the link below to book a call with my team. They'll walk you through your market, make sure this works in your area, and then show you what coaching would look like. We'd love the privilege of working with you as you help launch your business.